Hey guys, enter the stars and more fascinating revelations when we use our own critical thinking to think about the Bible. Now, this is unbelievable because Cain's Hebrew name, CYAN, as you can see highlighted in yellow here, is the same word for cyan, which is blue. We talked about the blue bloods, and I've told you that Cain's father is the devil. Now the picture is becoming complete because Cain, or CYAN, had the blue blood, just as we told you. And all we're going to do is continue to find these connections because this is very real. This knowledge has been hidden from you. Now, when we look here, we also see that cyan, its opposite color, its perfectly opposite color, which is called the complementary color, is red. Here you see it. It says here in the 20th century, doctors switched to cyan hospital gowns. Why did they do that? They did it because it is a complementary color of red. You can't make this up. They knew it's a complementary color of red. What does this have to do with Cain, you're asking? Well, Cain spilled his brother's blood. And God goes on, talking about how Cain was now cursed because his brother's blood was crying out all the way to heaven from the ground. Does this ring a bell? Yes, it should, because in the book of Enoch, the cries of all the slain reached heaven as well when the fallen angels came down and mixed with the daughters of men. Again, we have a serpent incursion into the bloodline. So that overlays the story of Cain. And all of that explains why CYAN in Roman mythology, who was a nymph who tried to prevent Dis from abducting Proserpina, there's your serpent, that when she failed, she dissolved away in tears. Yes, the tears that reached heaven upon the death. And now this all begins to tie together and make sense. Proserpina, the serpent, the daughter of grain and agriculture, and we know that Cain was the tiller of the ground and worker of the fields. And it goes on, it says, and now thou art cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive your brother's blood from the hand. When you till the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto you their strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. The opposite of red, CYAN or cyan. Now, why no one has made these connections up until this point is beyond me. But now we begin to look at the blue bloods. We know that a serpent was raised up in the wilderness by Moses. A blue blood, copper is blue. Copper-based organisms have blue blood. The horseshoe crab. It is called hemocyanin. It is a blue blood component rather than iron-based blood. This is real. And some may argue that some humans also have blue blood. And this is the point I'm putting forward to you. Now, this does not condemn people with blue blood. Obviously, God tries to save Cain. He had a talk with him. He also told people that if you kill Cain, you'll be cursed 7 times. But before Cain killed his brother, God had a talk with him, and he said, if you do well, you shall be accepted. Why would God ask or tell Cain, if you do well, you'll be accepted? Because God already knew that Cain had the blue blood. And he told him, if you do not do well, sin lay at the door, and unto you it will be its desire. In other words, sin will desire you. It will naturally attach to you and rule over you if you allow it. After that, Cain killed his brother. He gave in to his blue blood tendencies, you see. Which is probably why God could not accept Cain's sacrifice, because Cain had different blood. God knew it. And his sacrifice that God made to him was tainted. Now that we use our critical thinking, we can see other connections. Cyanobacteria, the blue bacteria that is taking over the planet. Blue-green algae blooms everywhere. This is part of the curse. And on a side note, Candida, which is a flora type of fungus that grows in different places, Candida is fed by candy or sugar. You see that when you use your own critical thinking, you can get to the bottom of things rather than accepting the general consensus of what is out there. All of this is about words. And I believe we've solved the mystery of Cain, the blue blood, the CYAN. Take care and be safe, you guys.